I should have been waking up in Galloway Forest with the most amazing view. And instead, I'm currently sat in my apartment because I didn't do any pre-trip checks.
This week, I was ready for another adventure. I'd planned to do my biggest trip yet, a grand total of 1,500 miles spread out across 4 days. On top of it being my longest trip, spring was finally here. I decided that it was about time to ditch the hotels and bring my moto tent out of hibernation. However, I didn't just want to camp, I wanted to wild camp in Scotland. Now, the original plan was to travel up to Galloway Forest, camp in the woods for an evening, before marching on to Loch Lomond to camp beside the lake. However, I got about 2 miles away from my home before I realised that my front brake wasn't working. With it being 7 PM, no garage was open, and I had to return home that night.
When you're a new rider, what am I supposed to be checking for? When people are like, oh yeah, check your brake fluid, check your brakes. What am I checking for? Like, thanks, I know I'm checking my brakes. I looked at them, they look like brakes, you know? Great. Now what? Like... But I think this is going to be my next thing to learn. So... But yeah... It might be the case that my entire trip just gets cancelled if I can't get brake pads sorted this morning. Which I'm really sad. But if it does, if it is the case, I'm going to have a look at basically doing something else I can do. But obviously... What was that? My bike is repaired! We're getting on the road! The trip is happening! Okay, so brakes are now sorted. They feel a million times better. Like, it's actually responsive. Garage is currently a mess because I need to reload everything on the bike, and then hopefully within the hour I will be on the road. Obviously the first day is cancelled. I'm not going to Galloway and going straight up to Loch Lomond to Midgie Central. So yeah. What a chaotic 24 hours.
With me being behind schedule and effectively losing half a day, I decided to blast through as many motorway miles as I could stomach. However, it wasn't long before things went from bad to worse.
So, the absolute worst thing has happened in the world. I've gone to buy a coffee and the lid wasn't on properly. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm really close to crying because I have burnt my hand very, very badly. And it's absolute agony. So on top of like trying to get this trip done, I now have a very, very burnt hand, but it's fine. So I've like done the best to bandage it up so that I can still get my glove on top. I don't know if it's gonna fit or not, but I think this is like as good as it's gonna get, but it is absolutely not good. Okay guys, so I'm gonna level with you. My hand really hurts. Like, it really hurts. And I had a little bit of a cry. And it's no time for jokes. It's no laughing matter. But if it was, take my good hand, precious. But no, it's not. It's very serious. It's serious business. It's a terrible thing to happen. We've got two options, guys. We either carry on or we don't. And we've already come this far. I've already paid all of the money to have new brake pads. And I've already been scolded. So if I don't carry on at this point, it's just like, all that's for nothing. So we're going for it. Pain or no pain.
The fun didn't stop there. About 2 hours later, I finally hit the M8 via Glasgow. Now, to give you some perspective on the sheer volume of traffic that I got caught up in, it was Friday, 7 PM, a bank holiday in the UK, and the football was on. In fact, it took me a whole hour and a half to get simply 20 miles through Glasgow. On the other side of Glasgow, I did eventually pull over for a coffee break and also to check my hand.
Okay, let's see what we're working with. It's not too bad. I think it's gonna be okay. Ugh.
I think we'll be fine, guys. A little bit dramatic. I was once again on the road, and it wasn't long before I eventually arrived at my destination, Loch Lomond. How high do you think the tide comes? Do you know what? If I camp here, should I bring my bike up? Right. Okay, let's go find somewhere to wild camp. Definitely. Okay, it's decided. Okay. Oh, I'm so scared and nervous. Okay. Let's do this. We got this, Safi. You're a big, strong girl.
So this is the most beautiful view in the world. This is what we're up to currently. And this is how it's going. Oh gosh, this is so much effort. Although less effort than sleeping on the floor, so we made it! Whee! My tent is all up. It's still daylight. Rocket is sleeping next door. I don't know if bikes are allowed down here, but I don't think it really matters now that he's hidden. No one will ever know. So, and I just want to show off the most amazing view ever. Ta-da! So I am on a ledge. I don't know if you can see, so there's no risk of flooding. I decided to park my tent up here so that I could cook. If it starts raining, I've got like this little ledge to cook on, without like risking setting fire to my stuff. I'll give you a little tour of my humble abode for this evening. This is my first ever time wild camping, and I'm gonna be honest, when I set off to do this, I was really scared. I was really scared. And I'm sure there's a lot of women that can relate to this. Being completely alone in the wilderness just by yourself, it's a little scary. So let me give you the grand tour. This is Rocket's bedroom. He's next door. I'm super grateful. I don't know if bikes are allowed down here because it wasn't technically a road, but it kind of was a road. But either way, no one's gonna know. He's tucked away in his bed. This is my sleeping compartment. I've just stacked everything in the corner. There's enough room for me not to have to be too clean. But other than that, it's good. So I've got my hot water bottle for later, because I do get very cold at night. And something which I'm super happy about was I was able to upgrade some of my equipment this month thanks to the support of my very wonderful Patreons. I've been wanting to camp earlier in the year for quite some time, but I've not been able to do it because I've not had the correct equipment. So I recently upgraded my sleeping bag. It's a -2 degree sleeping bag, and I also got some extreme thermal base layers. As you know, the ones that I was using last year were from Primark. They were £5 each, and they were great, they were fantastic, but they weren't for winter. And I know that spring's just kind of hit, but it's still -2-3 degrees at night time. So being able to upgrade those things so that I can tour earlier and later in the year it's amazing. So thank you very much for everyone that's been supporting me on my little adventures. Now I'm going to show you around. So as I step out of the tent, we don't want to step too far because I deliberately decided to park right next to the water's edge. I'm going to go a little bit further away. So this is where I'm camping for this evening. I deliberately picked this spot because I figured if it rains, I can't exactly cook with a gas naked flame in the compartment with my motorcycle in, and I don't particularly want to be cooking with a flame near any of the tent. But this is perfect because I can cook on this ledge where it's safe to cook and I won't set fire to anything, and also it's away from my flammable tent. So that's fantastic. Obviously I am aware that I am going to be victim to midgies later, but I have brought midgie spray. So other than that, I'm beginning to wonder why I was so afraid to come wild camping, because this is amazing. Look. This is good. So I'm gonna start making dinner now.
Once I had finished eating and cleaning up, One of the most magical things about camping is that you don't really have anything to do other than, well, just enjoy life. So that's just what I did. I sat by the lake playing the kalimba, watching the world go by.
What time is too early to go to sleep? Is this too early? So good. I'm so tired.
So the following morning I woke up around 6 a.m. and boy, was it cold. I didn't want to get out of my sleeping bag. However, I eventually mustered the courage and I got up to cook breakfast. I also made myself a much needed cup of coffee. After I had rinsed my crockery out once more, I began to pack everything up, ready to head further north to the Isle of Skye.
So there's like green stuff coming out my finger. I don't know if that's an infection. Is that? I don't know. I'm gonna put some antiseptic on it.
Okay, so I've put my hair in a bun. I've packed everything up. Well, I've nearly finished packing everything up. We're very close. I just need to throw everything in the top box now. And we are an hour away from our first stop. So we're going to go get some fuel first. My helmet. I did. Okay. Okay. To the fuel station.
As I left Loch Lomond and began to make my way up to the Isle of Skye, I was feeling incredibly excited about what lay before me. However, that's a story for next week.